Right now at 6, two drivers collided 130 miles per hour at Mocan Dragway. How safety equipment prevents serious injuries in the high-speed crash.
And we got some clouds out there to start the day. Not going to be too bad. Our temperature is warmer, but still below average. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, firefighters battle a large landfill fire in Galena. The blaze breaks out along Route 66 on the north edge of town.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News at 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. It is Monday. It's August the 4th. And, that first story we talked about with the crash at Mocan,
yes.
You'll go into the details, but it's absolutely incredible that there weren't more serious injuries in that. It
really
can be hazardous.
It certainly can.
For sure. And thankfully they had some safety equipment that helped
Right.
them. And I know you'll talk about that, and I will talk about the weather. You don't need any safety equipment for today, unless your job requires. You know what I mean.
Sure.
You don't need to do anything special for today, but later this week you're going to have to start taking a few precautions as temperatures heat up.
Yes.
Right now, though, it is almost cold for August out there. Quick look outside downtown Pittsburgh. Again, got some clouds. We'll have a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Nothing too crazy as we get this day started. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line, looking back to the south. We've got a car out there. And here he goes. And there will be more of them later as they join that morning commute. Future track between about noon and 4, we could get an isolated pop-up storm or shower out there. As you can see, of course, with pop-up storm chances, the majority of us will remain dry. And then we'll have, again, that mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, and we'll clear back out as we head into the evening and overnight hours. And like I said, these temperatures, that camera is down. I'm going to have to change that, because I know it was looking east last I saw, and the sun is coming up, and there's no sunshine there. But the temperature is right. But it is chilly for August. 62 in Joplin, 63 in Pittsburgh. And take a look at temperatures around the region. We've got low to mid 60s across the area. Miami and Iola, a couple of the cooler spots there at 61. Bentonville, a warmer spot at 66, and that's not bad for this time. It is hard to believe we are looking at these temperatures first week of August, and you'll want to kind of take in these temperatures, because after tonight, really, we're not going to see it like this for a little while. As I mentioned, temperatures will heat up later this week, but not today. They're up a little warmer than where we have been, but not significantly so. Low 70s by 9, low 80s by noon, mid 80s for our highs. So again, warmer by a few degrees in the last couple of days, but not significantly warmer, and temperatures, these are still below normal for this time of year. Got our pop-up storm chances. Winds will be calm or maybe light and variable breeze like what we saw through the weekend, which was also quite nice as well. Hopefully you got an opportunity to open the house up, and if you didn't, you can still do so this evening. And then it's going to start to get hot again. We'll break down the hot forecast for you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, an investigation is now underway in Neosho County by the Kansas State Fire Marshal. The fire department released on social media that a structure fire was reported at 4:15 yesterday morning at the 3200 block of Lyons Road in Thayer, Kansas. Crews noticed that the house was fully involved and had burned to the frame of the house. The department says per protocol, the Kansas State Fire Marshal's office was called and an investigation was requested. Well, in Arkansas, the man accused of murdering a mother and father who were on a hike with their 2 young daughters appeared in court Friday. Now, this comes as investigators release more details about the grisly crime and how the children were able to survive. Diane Gallagher has the latest.
Elementary school teacher Andrew McGann appearing for the first time before a judge Friday. Police say the 28-year-old admitted to the shocking killings of Clinton and Kristen Brink, stabbed as the couple hiked with their daughters at Devil's Den State Park Saturday afternoon.
It appears to be a completely random event.
The Brinks being hailed as heroes.
They absolutely protected those girls to their fullest extent, to the point that it cost them their lives.
Kristen's last moments spent trying to save her family.
The husband was attacked first. The mother did not return all the way to the car with the kids. We believe that the mother took them to safety and then returned to help her husband.
New court documents reveal the Brink's daughters first reported the attack to another hiker who got them off trail before heading to find the Brink's bodies and then hiking back out to get cell service. Another witness noticed a man with blood on his face drive off in a black car with tape over the tag. Police believe the attack was planned, even though the victims were random. And after more than 500 tips from the public, the terrifying 4-day manhunt ended mid-haircut at Lupita's beauty salon and barbershop in Springdale Wednesday evening.
Something felt off about him. He looked pretty scary. He didn't look like he was okay.
McGann had just moved to Springdale after accepting a teaching position at a local elementary school for the upcoming school year, the district confirmed to CNN. McGann had been hired to work at least 4 school districts in 3 different states in just 3 years. In 2023, in Texas, a parent who described him as cold told CNN she reported McGann after her son described his 4th grade teacher as touchy and inappropriate with certain girls in class. An internal investigation found problems with classroom management and professional judgment, but did not find evidence of inappropriate behavior, according to the Louisville Independent School District. It said McGann resigned that May.
Now, in addition to McGann admitting that he killed the Brinks, police say his DNA matched blood evidence they collected. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. President Trump fires the Labor Statistics Commissioner after a weak July jobs report. Only 73,000 jobs were created. We'll take a look. Plus, new research reveals firefighters face 58% higher skin cancer rates, the hidden dangers of protecting our communities. And Chris returns with another look at your Monday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Time now, 6:06. We'll be right back. But first, here's a live look from Mercy Park in Joplin. Well, topping Nation Watch, President Trump again alleging that job numbers from the Department of Labor were manipulated as he maintains the economy is flourishing. He spoke about that and addressed other matters while leaving his New Jersey golf club where he spent the weekend. CBS News correspondent Jared Hill reports from New York.
President Donald Trump is back at the White House after defending his decision to fire the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics on Friday, citing a weaker than expected July jobs report that showed only 73,000 jobs created, plus downward revisions to numbers from May and June.
We'll be announcing a new statistician sometime over the next 3-4 days. We had no confidence. I mean, the numbers were ridiculous, what she announced.
The president also said his updated tariffs, set to take effect Thursday, will benefit the economy. He's also considering a tariff payment to some Americans. Some of the hardest hit nations, like Canada, which is facing a 35% tariff, say negotiations will continue. The country's trade minister on Face the Nation.
What we've said to our American counterparts is how can we structure the right agreement where we can both continue to supply one another.
Pivoting to the Middle East, President Trump said the U.S. will provide more aid to ease starvation in Gaza.
We want the people fed.
This comes as the president says Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff might tackle Russia's war in Ukraine next, after visiting an aid distribution site in Gaza on Friday. He could also head to Russia next week. Over the weekend, President Trump tangled with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, with the president sending Republican senators home as they were nearing a deal with Democrats on confirming administration nominees.
We were getting close on a whole lot of issues, and Donald Trump just pulled the rug out from under people.
The Senate is now in a month-long recess. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Well, the Senate confirmed some administration nominees this weekend, including the new U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, former Fox News host Jeanine Pirro. Well, still to come, MS patients visit hospitals for years before diagnosis. We'll take a look at some of the early signs that could be an indicator. Plus, Chris has a look at your 10-day forecast. Welcome back this morning. We have Lori Horton with us this morning to teach us another fantastic recipe. What are we making today, Lori?
Oh, these are a classic, I think, for everybody around here, and they're really always just called lunch lady bars. They're a peanut butter chocolate topped bar that I think were probably a staple for most of us in elementary school. They make nicely in a large sheet pan, so I think that's why they started to become such an easy one, but also very simple ingredients, very few ingredients, which is nice. So this is a really good one you can fix up for the week. I know the kids, much as we hate to say it, are getting ready to go back to school soon.
Yes, they are.
It's going to be a good one that you can have ready to go for them when they get home. And little protein, just a little sweet snack. So I'm starting out with a good cup of peanut butter. And I've used creamy peanut butter. You can use crunchy if you want, but those peanuts are going to get a little bit stale if you keep them for a few days. So kind of keep that in mind either way. We're adding a couple of cups of powdered sugar. I did say it was a sweet snack, right?
Nothing
a
wrong
cup
with
and
that.
a half of graham cracker crumbs. And you can, of course, just buy graham crackers. Oh my. I heard that. It's Monday. And crush those up in the food processor, or you can just buy the pre-made crumbs. Words are hard.
They can be, yes they are.
We're going to add to this a stick of melted butter.
Okay.
It's going to take me a while to live that one down. And then we're just going to mix all of this up. And it's going to take a minute because we've got a lot of dry ingredients to that. And we're going to want to mix it very thoroughly. What we're going to come up with is very similar to the inside of a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Ooh, so delicious.
So if that's your jam, you are going to love these. I'm just mixing slowly so that I don't end up with this all over me. Apparently that's what we're going to do today. And then when we get to a certain point, you're going to just want to start with clean washed hands or gloves and kind of do that final mixing to really get it incorporated. You'll get a nice ball of dough that will easily lift out of your bowl and be able to pat into your pan. If you do a single batch like this, it's going to make a nice about half-inch layer in your 9x12-ish pan. You can do it a little thicker in an 8x8, or you can double this recipe and do it in a larger sheet pan if you're doing it for a party or a crowd.
Wonderful.
It absolutely doubles up easily. And then you're going to refrigerate this up to overnight, really, at least an hour or so before we go on to the next step. So when we come back, we're going to talk about how we prep that in the pan, and we're going to start to make a ganache topping that's going to really finish that off and give us that chocolate peanut butter combination everybody loves.
All right, sounds like a plan. Lori, thanks. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News 620 on this Monday morning. Remember, we talked about the Trivago guy who's always smiling in his commercials. Like, he can't not smile. And then we have Lori here, and when Lori's here, you can't not smile when Lori's here either. There's always a good time. And, you know, some laughs, some smiles, a great way to start a Monday. And below normal temperatures, a great way to start a Monday as well. We're going to get to your temperatures in a moment, but first the future track, because between noon and 4 today could get an isolated pop-up shower or storm. It will be very isolated. Most of us will be dry, but it's at least a chance for maybe a little shower here or there. We'll have clear skies as we head through the evening and overnight hours. By Tuesday, we're still going to be pretty decent. Temperatures heating up gradually, and by tomorrow they're hot but seasonably so. Our average high is right around the low 90s. That's where we're headed tomorrow. Now, what's interesting is we have some little isolated storm chances later in the day, not the usual pop-up storm window where we go into the early afternoon, we get a couple. This will be after about 7. It's a brief, short window, but could get one or two of those out there. Then we head into Wednesday morning. Could get, again, a couple of isolated storms early in the morning. They're done by about 9. And then around 10, 11 o'clock, a few more isolated showers and storms toward the lunch hour on our Wednesday start to push in. Then not everybody will see rain. These will be very isolated, but at least a couple more of us might get rain than what we're expecting today and tomorrow. And that's going to be about it. We'll have some partly cloudy skies. You see that southerly breeze on those wind arrows. Temperatures heating up Wednesday. So today, not too bad. Tomorrow, again, seasonably hot. low 90s for most of us. Then we go into Wednesday, and it becomes a little more unseasonable as we start to climb into the mid 90s. And unfortunately, our heat index values also follow suit, but as of right now, we're not looking at extremes. In fact, tomorrow, our heat index values may be a degree or two warmer than what our actual high will be. Wednesday, it's a similar situation. We're a degree or two higher than what our actual air temperature is. And even Thursday, heat index values don't look to be that awful, which is good, but it's still going to get hot. Again, clear skies for most of us, maybe a cloud here or there, but otherwise not too bad. Near 70 to start the day, about 80 by 11 o'clock this morning. Into the afternoon, again, mid 80s today, some pop-up storm chances, isolated ones out there. Into the evening, clear skies will continue for us and into the overnight as well as we fall back into the mid 60s. Now, temperatures heat up again tomorrow, seasonably so, low 90s. Mid 90s Wednesday, a little hotter. Thursday, Friday, upper 90s, maybe even some lower 100s. But as I showed you, at least right now, and hopefully it stays that way, we're not looking to get overly humid. So our heat index values, Friday's not good, 101, but heat index values may only be like 102, 103. They won't be excessively hot, but still, triple digits, upper 90s. You still got to stay hydrated, take some precautions, make sure you're taking care of yourself. And we get pop-up storm chances once again into the weekend. Hot to start the weekend, mid-90s Sunday. And then by next week, temperatures still hot, but they go back to seasonable levels as we fall back into the low 90s. That's checking your forecast. We're going to send it over to Elise now with Health Watch.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, the warning signs of multiple sclerosis may emerge as much as 15 years before symptoms start. New research from the University of British Columbia found MS patients often visited the hospital for years before they were diagnosed for complaints such as fatigue, headache, pain, and mental health concerns. Researchers say the challenge for doctors is that those symptoms are often mistaken for other conditions. Growing up in a rural area could raise the risk of developing type 1 diabetes. A study in Sweden found people who spent the first 5 years of their lives in rural communities had a 30 to 80% higher risk of being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes compared to people who grew up in cities. Now, the reasons aren't clear, but scientists say it could be environmental or that living in cities exposes people to more viral infections, improving immunity. And young adults experiencing hearing loss face disparities in employment and pay compared to people with good hearing. A study by the University of Florida, Gainesville, found people with hearing loss had a 12% lower rate of employment and a 19 to 33% lower chance of making less money. Researchers say hearing problems make it harder for people to communicate at work and can limit job opportunities and career growth. Well, firefighters put their lives on the line whenever they answer a call for help. But a new study suggests that by doing their job, they may be putting their own health at risk. According to the research, firefighters have higher rates of death from several forms of cancer. Stephanie Stahl has the details.
Firefighters in Deptford always ready for a job where they risk their lives to keep us safe.
There is good days and bad days, but most firefighters will say it's the best job in the world, and it truly is.
In addition to the risks that come with fighting fires, new research confirms in more detail deaths from cancer.
More and more they're exposed to really greater toxicity in the atmosphere.
Dr. William Dayhut with the American Cancer Society says the new research covered almost 500,000 firefighters over 36 years. It found firefighters had death rates from skin cancer 58% higher than non-firefighters and a 40% higher risk from kidney cancer. Deaths from lung, prostate, and colorectal cancers were found with firefighters who had decades of service.
Some of the things that are greater risk may actually be in the materials that they use to protect themselves.
The foam inside the truck causes cancer.
Captain Alan Bender says carcinogenic material is everywhere, from their fire retardant equipment to material inside burning buildings.
It's scary. A big increase in cancer being undetected and then finding out when it's too late. sadly.
He's relieved New Jersey now offers free cancer screenings, and there's a big emphasis on safety equipment.
So whether it's a car fire, a house on fire, a trash fire, you should have on this mask to protect your airway.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why?
To prevent any carcinogens.
Captain Konstantin Sipsomos says the air mask is critical for fighting fires.
They're putting off a lot of chemicals that are basically the unknown.
Do you feel that you're putting your life in jeopardy?
Sometimes, you know, but it comes with the job.
And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, a Baxter Springs church plants seeds of generosity, growing vegetables to give away free to people in need.
And the sun rising, a few clouds out there, and a little warmer for us heading into the afternoon. Well, look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, a horse show highlights day 2 of the 103rd Ottawa County Free Fair. Young riders compete for recognition in Miami.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy. It's 6:30.
Sorry, I stated
It's still 6.
It's still technically in the 6 o'clock hour. It's all right though. I stated the obvious earlier this morning. I do that. It's early in the morning, guys. You know, it's Monday, but we're having a good time here this morning. Lori's in the studio. It is still 6. It's 6:30 and some seconds.
6:30 and some seconds. How about that?
Oh, yeah, there we go. So I like that part too. Like, it's some seconds. You get to choose the seconds.
Yes.
You choose the seconds. How many ever you want it to be. Yeah, that's but either way, it's the morning. Hi, it's Monday. It's August the 4th. Boy, happy Monday! And what a happy Monday it's been this morning. It's been not a bad Monday. It's been one of those Mondays where we're just. Something in the coffee, man.
Yeah, oh no.
One of our directors, Matt, made the coffee. Matt must have made the coffee differently this morning. But that's all right. It's helping us cruise right along, and we are going to cruise right along outside. Lori, have you had the coffee yet? No, you should try some coffee. You should get some coffee. We're going to take a live look outside downtown Pittsburgh. You can see the sun kind of sneaking in behind some clouds out there. Nothing too crazy this morning for us, other than, again, the coffee. I don't know what's up. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. It could be something in the air. Could go either way. MoDOT camera 28th and Rangeline looks fantastic as well. Here we are onto the future track. Between about noon and 4, could get an isolated pop-up shower storm. And as you can see, they'll be extraordinarily isolated. Most of us will remain dry. Most of us will actually have mostly clear, if not clear skies, but some partly cloudy skies will be possible out there as well through the afternoon. 62 in Joplin, 61 now in Pittsburgh. Temperatures have dropped just a wee bit. And take a good hard look at this map because it will not be this nice again for a while. Now tonight, not bad. Still into the 60s, a little warmer than this, but I mean, my goodness, we're into 61, Fort Scott, Iola, Pittsburgh. The warmest place we have still is Bentonville, and that's 66. All of us below normal to start this day. So an absolutely just beautiful start to the day. The winds haven't been too bad. In fact, let's take a quick look. I want to take a quick look at look at our dew point. It's up there a bit, but not by much. It's pretty decent outside. Can't complain too much about this, and you don't want to because you're going to have something to complain about here in just a couple more days, but not today. Low 70s by 9, low 80s by noon, mid 80s for our highs. So yeah, a little warmer, but still below average. Pop-up storm chances, mid 80s by 6. Skies will be clearing for anybody who had some clouds. Winds will be calm or light and variable at best. Tomorrow we get hot, but we're seasonably hot. So we're right about average for our Tuesday. And then it starts to get really hot again later this week. Details on all of that here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Thanks. Well, over the weekend, a high-speed crash at Mocan Dragway sent drivers Larry Hunt and Jim Burkebile to the hospital. The collision occurred at 130 miles per hour during the Hot Summer Nights event in Asbury. Hunt underwent arm surgery yesterday, and thanks to safety equipment, both drivers avoided more severe injuries. Mocan Dragway remains operational, gearing up for its 60th annual Labor Day event. And firefighters are actively containing a large fire at a Galena landfill that ignited Friday night along Route 66. Backup from Baxter Springs and Carl Junction, including a tanker truck, arrived to assist. Smoke continues to drift through town due to shifting winds. Fortunately, no injuries have been reported, and firefighters remain on scene to ensure the blaze is fully contained.
In Baxter Springs, Kansas, a local church is planting the seeds of generosity and harvesting hope.
and as we got to talking, we realized we had a lot of gardeners in our church, and we said, what if we do a community garden, and we'll just grow things and give them away. That's really all it is. There's no profit off this, there's no money, we just grow things and hand them out. So we started doing that, and we've been doing that for many years now.
The community garden is not just a plot of land. It's a way for church members to connect and support people in need.
But we probably have anywhere from 12 to 20 people come. Usually it's probably 12 to 15, somewhere in there, people on every time we do a handout. We have a lady in our church that makes fresh bread, so we do that too. We give that out as well. We've got some regulars, so some people we'll see every week. And then every week we've got people who are brand new, who just heard about it and they show up. We usually have enough to make sure everyone leaves with a bag full of vegetables and a loaf or two of bread.
To First Christian Church, it's not just picking peppers and tomatoes, it's cultivating kindness and community. Reporting in Baxter Springs, Kansas, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Food harvested from the garden is available each Wednesday night at 6 in the evening. The 103rd Ottawa County Free Fair hits its second day with the horse show in Miami. With around 35 to 40 participants, the horse show features a variety of events, including barrels, showmanship, and pulls, among others. Each event offers a chance for young riders to demonstrate their abilities and compete for recognition.
The community needs to invest in their youth more. Our numbers are dropping slowly. We used to have a lot more kids involved in these agriculture activities and in youth activities across the board.
I hope she does good. We have she has bumped on barrels before, but other than that, she's done good.
The Ottawa County Free Fair continued with a swine show. And Australia has put YouTube on the chopping block as it pushes a new policy to protect kids online. The ban expands the world's first crackdown on social media use for those under the age of 16. CBS's Tina Kraus has the story.
YouTube is out as Australia tightens tech rules to keep kids safe while surfing the net.
Young people under the age of 16 will not be able to have accounts on YouTube.
The video streaming service will be added to the country's world-first federal ban on social media for kids under 16, reversing an earlier decision that exempted it.
The evidence cannot be ignored that 4 out of 10 Australian kids report that their most recent harm was on YouTube.
Youngsters will be able to access YouTube but cannot have an account, which is needed to upload content or interact on the platform.
We want Australian parents and families to know that we've got your back.
Have you guys tried? The decision broadens the ban set to take effect in December, which includes Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and X. Platforms will face fines of up to $33 million for failing to take responsible steps to keep underage users off their sites.
There is no cure, but this is a treatment plan, and this is too important for us not to have a good crack at it.
YouTube argues it shouldn't be classified as social media, saying its main role is video hosting. But Australian leaders say safety comes first and any legal threats won't stop them. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Massive tariffs take effect Thursday, up to 50% on Brazilian goods as U.S. rates hit their highest since 1934. And it's never too early to start. Team Walker Camp teaches kids about savings, credit, and the value of the dollar. We'll have the latest time now, 6:38. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. But first, here's a live look from Mercy Park in Joplin. In Consumer Watch, the Trump administration says tariffs imposed last week are likely to stick. They're set to take effect Thursday and include 35% on many Canadian goods, 39% on Swiss products, and 50% on Brazilian goods. The trade war has increased the average U.S. tariff from 2.5% at the start of this year to over 18%, the highest since 1934, according to the Budget Lab at Yale University. Boeing employees who build fighter jets are now on strike. The union that represents the 3,200 workers say they rejected a 4-year deal. Boeing says the agreement would have boosted wages by an average of 40%. Boeing machinists also went on strike last year for 7 weeks before accepting a new contract. And the Fantastic Four: First Step saw a drop in ticket sales, but still pulled off another #1 finish at the weekend box office. The movie made $40 million in North America, a 66% drop from its debut last weekend. It's the last big blockbuster of the summer. The Bad Guys 2 finished in second with $22 million, and The Naked Gun took the third spot with $17 million. In August is summer camp season across the country, and a camp in New Jersey is helping kids build skills to give them a leg up in life, including financial literacy. Bradley Blackburn shows us how.
The faces filing in this door might look a little young to be brushing up on personal finance, but the lesson here
How's everyone doing today? Good?
is that it's never too early to start. The day campers at Team Walker are getting a 5-week course in money.
It's basically like having digital cash.
Everything from interest and CDs to how credit works to today writing a check.
Your signature, great job. It's just really important that these students feel empowered and that hopefully they can sort of create their own financial independence for themselves in the future.
The free program was launched a few years ago by camp founder Jerry Walker.
That's half the battle, understanding the value of a dollar.
He partnered with WIS, a major accounting firm in New Jersey. Volunteers like Kiana and Luke take a break from their day jobs in wealth management to teach these 11 and 12-year-olds.
This is really important for when you're older. You need to know it.
More states are now requiring students to take a personal finance class to graduate high school, but this camp starts teaching the skills even earlier.
Interest is cool. Tax is bad. I don't like it.
The black and white of numbers come alive with games, and kids even earn WIS bucks to spend on prizes. But most importantly, they learn the value of saving.
You want to know how to save money, so that's how you won't go broke, bankrupt.
Making sense of dollars and cents at a summer camp they can take to the bank. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, Jersey City, New Jersey.
According to the nonprofit Next Gen Personal Finance, a one-semester course in personal finance can lead to a lifetime benefit for students worth $100,000. And that's a look at Consumer Watch this morning. Here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, so we've got ourselves another pretty decent day, a little warmer than where we have been through the weekend. And then temperatures will start to creep up as we roll into the next the second half of this week. We'll go over those details with you, talk about some isolated rain chances, and of course celebrate birthdays and anniversaries right after this. Time now is 6:44. Time now for some Monday birthdays here in the 4 states, and we are going to start in Oswego with Macy Reyes Whalen celebrating birthday number 7. Happy birthday.
Also, a happy 7th birthday to Adley Dixon in Parsons. It says, happy birthday, we love you, Mimi and Papa.
And in Columbus, Xander Newman celebrating birthday number 12 today. A very happy birthday to you, Xander.
And in Joplin, a happy 12th birthday to Colt White. It says here, we love you. Happy birthday, Mom, Chris, Trinity, and Ryan. Now that's your special boy there, too.
Certainly so. It's hard to believe he has turned 12 now. So he's at home sleeping in. Tomorrow is his day to go to work with me. So, but a very happy birthday to you, Colt. Yes. Hopefully you had a great weekend out there. And we are continuing our list with Brianna Bogner in Parsons, celebrating birthday number 20. Says happy birthday from Mom and Dad.
And a happy 54th birthday to Karen Cherry.
And in Chanute, Donna Zillner celebrating birthday number 71 today. A very happy birthday to you, Donna.
Also in Chanute, a happy birthday to Tina Olson. It says here, love from your kids and grandkids.
And in Joplin, continuing our list with Jeff Bieber celebrating birthday number 64.
And back in Chanute, a happy 72nd birthday to Bonnie West.
And we've got Mike McGraw celebrating birthday number 72 as well, with love from your wife, Michelle.
And in Scammon, a happy birthday to Marilyn White.
And in Coffeyville, Shirley Peterman celebrating another year wiser today. Very happy birthday, and we had no anniversaries on this list, but we know there are some out there, and if you would like to celebrate your birthday and or anniversary with us, or maybe surprise your loved ones with the announcement on TV, Elise, what do they need to do?
Yes, please submit your birthdays and those anniversaries to birthdays@KOAMNews.com. Be sure to include those wonderful photos and messages, and to also meet the deadline that you see there at the bottom of your screen.
I have very important information there, and I've got some very important weather information for you. And we're going to start with the future track as we head into the afternoon. Between about noon and 4, if you watch closely, we could get an isolated pop-up shower or storm. Most of us will be dry, but there's at least that chance out there. In fact, we'll have that chance again as we head into our Tuesday as well. But Tuesday, it's a little later in the evening than what we're used to. After about 7, could get an isolated shower or storm in our far northern counties here, but it's very isolated, very brief again. However, slightly better rain chances as we go into Wednesday, at least for a few of us. By Wednesday morning, between 5 and 9, could get some isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder out there in southeast Kansas. You see quite isolated. Then by about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, slightly better chances again for some isolated to scattered showers and storms. Most of us will be dry, but this chance continues through about 5 o'clock, and then we're done with that as well. And you see those wind arrows coming in out of the south. Wednesday is what's going to start to kick off some unpleasant temperatures for us. In fact, taking a look at those, today we're actually still below normal. A little warmer than yesterday, but still below average. By tomorrow, we're hot, but seasonably hot as we go right around the low 90s. So temperatures about average for us. Then Wednesday says, you know what, you had a nice break and I'm going to cancel that now. We start to climb up into the low mid 90s out there for most of us. And as we go into our Thursday, it's much of the same situation as our temperatures continue to climb, and we'll start to see them a little bit on the hotter side as we could get into the upper 90s and lower 100s in some cases as a possibility. So heat index values today, nothing to worry about. Whoa, that's the wrong button. Sorry about that. Nothing to worry about there. As we go into Tuesday, same situation. Our heat index values may be a degree or two warmer than our temperature. And even though our temperatures are heating up, take a look. Our heat index values for Wednesday and Thursday may only be 2 or 3 degrees warmer than the air temperature. So it's going to get hot, it's going to get toasty, but may not be as muggy as what we saw last week when those temperatures were really beginning to climb out there and we saw those heat index values up to 110. Not necessarily going to see it this time, but still it's going to get hot. And for some folks, it could be dangerously hot just because, there's elderly, the children, your pets, of course, and those with certain medical conditions, 100, 102 degree temperature or heat index value can still be a bit much. So make sure you're taking care of yourself and others out there as we head into the second half of this week. 7th in range line, looking toward the sunrise, just a few clouds here and there. Otherwise, not a bad start to the day. Should have clear to mostly clear skies, honestly, for most of us through the day. Near 70 to start and about 80 by 11 o'clock this morning. So that sunshine certainly helping to warm things up quickly as we roll into the afternoon hours. We're going to have another look at your forecast here in just a moment, as well as your wake up recap. And of course, if you transition with us at 7 a.m. to Fox 14, or if you're streaming with us here on KOAM Plus, then you don't have to do anything. And we're going to tell you about this back to school season. It's approaching. We're going to share a few tips as you search for the right balance in preparing your child.
This is your wake up recap for August 4th. The top stories to start your day. Over the weekend, a high-speed crash at Mocan Dragway sent drivers Larry Hunt and Jim Burkebile to the hospital. The collision occurred at 130 miles per hour during the Hot Summer Nights event in Asbury. Hunt underwent arm surgery on Sunday. Thanks to safety equipment, both drivers avoided more severe injuries. Mocan Dragway remains operational, gearing up for its 60th annual Labor Day event. Firefighters are actively containing a large fire at a Galena landfill that ignited Friday night along Route 66. Backup from Baxter Springs and Carl Junction, including a tanker truck, arrived to assist. Snow continues to drift through town due to shifting winds. Fortunately, no injuries have been reported, and firefighters remain on scene to ensure the blaze is fully contained. And that's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And temperatures warmer today, but still below normal as we go into the mid-80s between noon and 4. Maybe an isolated pop-up shower or thunderstorm for some of us. Most of us, though, of course, will remain dry. As we head into the evening, excuse me, we'll have clear skies out there, mid-70s by 10, mid-60s overnight tonight, so another pretty cool night. However, things will begin to change over the next few days. Seasonably hot tomorrow, low 90s, pop-up storm chances through Wednesday, but again, most of us dry. However, temperatures climbing upper 90s, even lower triple digits. The good news at this time, our heat index values only look to be a degree or two hotter than that. So at least we don't have to deal with the humidity, but you still got to take precautions, stay hydrated. Hot into Saturday and Sunday. Pop-up storm chances again. Temperatures returning back to normal by next week. So a little bit of a heat up coming up this week.
Well, coming up today at noon, we're making garden quinoa toss in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOM with CBS Mornings. It's been 50 editions of Beg Knows America. And to celebrate the milestone, David's going back to the beginning with an update from his very first story.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, Lori Horton is back in the studio showing us her recipe for a classic lunch lady bar.
Plus, kids heading back to school here before too much longer. We're going to hear from a couple of experts on how you should prepare your kids for the upcoming year. Lots to prepare for there. Got open houses. Hopefully parents are getting ready. We're already like scheduling everything, planning out.
Busy.
Oh, it's
busy time of year.
Busy indeed. And of course, as kids get back to school, you got to slow down in school zones and watch out for kids crossing the street as well. That's going to wrap it up for us for now, though. We will be back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.